Hey guys, it's Katie. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you my Halloween spooky fall reading list. So basically, this is like my October TBR / book haul because I bought all of these books specifically for this month because they reminded me of Halloween, fall time, creepy, spooky, that kind of thing. For me, like Halloween reads doesn't necessarily mean only one thing, so all of these books aren't just like scary or whatever. They just have the kind of like fall vibe that I'm going for, you know? I'm also being super ambitious because knowing how much time I have this month, I don't think I'll be able to finish all of these books, but I like really want to. I really want to read all of these. So if not this month and next month, but these are all kind of spooky, creepy, cozy October kind of reads that I am so excited to share with you guys. So let's just get started. So this first one I picked up completely on a whim. I didn't know anything about it. I don't even think I read the description before I bought it. I was just like,
yeah, sure, let's try it.
But then after I got it and I got home, I looked at the description and I'm so glad I got it. It sounds so cool. It's called Not Even Bones by Rebecca Schaeffer. And so the description compares it to Dexter and This Savage Song. And going off of the summary, like I see the Dexter comparison. I don't really see the This Savage Song comparison, so I guess we'll have to read it and find out. Basically, it's about this teenage girl whose mother kills supernatural creatures and then sells their body parts on the internet. But the girl, her name's Nita, she helps like do an autopsy and like dissect the body parts after the killing has already been done. But then one day her mom brings home a specimen who is still alive and Nita's like, nah, I want no part of this, and tries to get out, but then she ends up actually getting sold in the boy's place. So apparently Nita herself isn't exactly human. She has the ability to alter her biology, which is like a really valuable trait on the black market. And so now she's like a prisoner of whoever bought her, and just says if she wants to escape, she has to ask herself if she's willing to become the worst kind of monster. So this one definitely kind of sounds like the more like creepier, grosser kind of book, but I'm all for it. This sounds awesome. I am so excited about this. Like if this were a movie, I would be all over it. It sounds so cool. This is also from a debut author, so I'm super excited to try a new author's work and see what I think of it. So I am definitely looking forward to getting to this book this month. So the next book, a lot of you guys have actually been like recommending / like yelling at me, telling me I need to get to this book, so I finally picked it up. And that is City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. I love Victoria Schwab. I've read I think all of her other books, so that alone made me want to pick this up just because I kind of trust her as an author and I know this is going to be well written no matter what the story is about. So from what I gather from the summary, our main character drowned and now she has this like ability to pull back the veil and like interact with ghosts on the other side, like her best friend is a ghost and stuff, and then she meets someone else who also has this ability, and her parents get this job hosting a TV show about the world's most haunted places and they start like traveling there. I don't know, it sounds pretty awesome and it's a really short book. I feel like this is one of those one sitting kind of reads. And if you haven't read anything by Victoria Schwab yet, you really need to. A lot of her books also have the like October Halloween kind of vibes, so this is like the perfect time of year to read any of her books, honestly. Honestly, this might be the next book I pick up just because I know I can fly through it and I feel like it's gonna start the reading month off strong. The next one I picked up was purely because of the cover. I was walking through Barnes & Noble and I saw it and I was just like,
I have to have that.
That is The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein. Also just the title like screams Halloween. Like how could you not include this in this kind of video? This is by Kirsten White, who I know has written so many other books, and I think I own some of her other books, but I haven't read anything of hers yet. So it sounds like this book like takes place when Victor Frankenstein is young and this girl Elizabeth gets kind of like taken in by his family and she gets close to Frankenstein. This is another like really short book. Like it's not even 300 pages, so maybe this TBR isn't too ambitious. If they're all short books, I might like actually be able to read them all, so that's good to know. But this also has a blurb from Stephanie Garber, who wrote Caraval, and I love that series on it, so that's also like a point in this book's favor. I've heard really good, oh, it has a Victoria Schwab blurb too. I've heard really good things about her other books. I just haven't read them yet, so I'm hoping this one will like make me love her and make me want to finally go pick up those books that I own that I haven't read. The next book I have to show you, I am so excited about. I am so excited about it. I'm excited about all of these, but I'm so excited about this one. It's Neverworld Wake by Marisha Pessl. If you don't know, Marisha Pessl wrote Night Film, which is one of my favorite books. Honestly, I don't know how you would know that because I read that book before I even started this channel and I don't think I've talked about it that much on here, but it's a fantastic book. And so I know this one is about a group of friends like a year after the death of one of their friends. So I think it's about one of the girls in the friend group who doesn't know exactly what happened to this guy who died, and so she goes back and kind of reunites with this friend group and tries to get answers. And there's something about like time becoming stuck for them. I don't know, her books are always kind of like weird psychologically, like not quite clear what's going on, so it kind of has a vague description. I'm just really excited. Night Film by her like messed with my head so much, and I had no idea what was going on, and it was just like fantastic. It was such a good reading experience. So if this is anything like that, I know I'm gonna love it. I think this is her first try at a young adult novel too, so this should be interesting. And the next book I have to show you, so I had no interest in reading this book. This came out a while ago. I've seen other people read it, I've heard other people talk about it, and it has just like never looked interesting to me for various reasons. And then all of a sudden I heard someone describe it in a different way, and something just like clicked for me, and I was like, I had no idea that's what this book was about. I thought it was something completely different, and I was immediately intrigued, and I was like, no, never mind, I need this book in my life. And that is The Diviners by Libba Bray. I think there's a couple of reasons why I haven't picked this up yet. For one thing, it's the first book in a series, and it's a very long book. All of them are very long books. This one is like 500, 600 pages or something like that with very small font. And I've also read some of Libba Bray's books in the past, and I didn't like them. I don't think I've liked any of hers that I've tried, and I've tried several. And so I think I had kind of just accepted that she wasn't for me as an author, but then I heard people talk about this book, and it sounded right up my alley, so I've decided to give her another chance. Like, I had no idea this book was scary, like so scary that people had to like put it down and couldn't keep reading because they were so freaked out. Like, of course I want that. I love scary things. I still don't know what it's about, like, exactly. I just know it's supposed to be scary, and that was enough to get me to buy it. I knew it was set in the past. It's set in the 1920s in New York City. And so our main character, Evie, has like a supernatural power that's just caused her trouble so far in her life. And then she kind of like teams up with the police department to help her catch a serial killer. And then I also think there's like some kind of supernatural components because it says, do you believe there are ghosts and demons and diviners among us? I don't really know what diviners are. I should probably look that up. Or is that like a term made up by the book? But it says, as Evie jumps headlong into a dance with a murderer, other stories unfold in the city that never sleeps, and unknown to all, something dark and evil has awakened. So this sounds awesome. I actually like planned ahead before I got this, and I made sure I had the audiobook because this is such a long book, and I've struggled with this author's writing style before. So I think having the audiobook on hand is gonna help me. But yeah, definitely let me know if you guys have started this series and what you think of it so far. I actually don't know how long it is. I know there's 3 books out now, but I don't know if that's the complete series or not. But yeah, I'm really hoping to like this book, because if I do, that means I get a whole scary series I can read, which would be awesome. So fingers crossed on this one for sure. Okay, so the last book I have to talk about isn't really like a Halloween scary kind of book, but for whatever reason I got like that kind of vibe from it, so I wanted to include it this month, and that is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. Laini Taylor is another one of those authors where I've read her books before and I liked them, but they weren't my favorite, and I had kind of accepted her as an author that really just like didn't click with me. Like, I acknowledged that her books were like fantastic, like she's a really good writer, I just didn't enjoy them as much as everyone else seemed to. But then I've been just hearing amazing things about this book. People have been raving about it, and if you guys know Chloe, she's another booktuber, she's fantastic, and I really trust her opinion in books because we tend to like the same kind of books. And she just read this recently and she was like obsessed with it. It's like one of her new favorite books. She said it was fantastic, and I was just like, I keep hearing that, and so now I'm gonna try it for myself. And even like reading the description, honestly, I'm not entirely sure what this is about. Laini Taylor's books are always like really complex and like high fantasy, so I feel like they're hard to describe. So I think our main character's name is Laszlo, and he's a war orphan and a junior librarian who's obsessed with this like mythic lost city, and I think he goes in search of this lost city. I don't know, that could be a really terrible explanation. This is another really long book, so I'm fairly intimidated by it. Yeah, it's over 500 pages as well, but like The Diviners, I also made sure I had the audiobook on hand to help me through this one just in case I needed like that backup plan. But I feel like this one's gonna be just like more like whimsical and cool compared to the like scary, freaky, whatever books I have. So this will be like a nice break to throw in there if I just want to like deviate from the genre for a while. So yeah, those are all of the books that I have to talk about today. That's what I'm hoping to read this month to get in the Halloween spirit. Definitely let me know down in the comments if you've read any of these and what you thought of them. I would love to hear your thoughts. Tell me which one I should prioritize and get to first, or let me know what books you're planning to read this month that you're like super excited about, because if one of them sounds really good, honestly, I might throw it on my pile too. Also, if you know what you're gonna be for Halloween already this year, would you please tell me what it is, because I get really excited about that kind of thing and I would love to know. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a fabulous day. If you want to follow me on any of my social media, all of those links are down below in the description, as well as a link to my book if you want to pick up a copy. I would love you forever, and I will just see you guys in my next video very, very soon. Bye.